Films, for people who like them, it's part of what makes up people. So those memories linger on as part of your own identity. I had no expectation of winning. I never entered competitions. I didn't even think about it. I wasn't even sure what the prize was. I was born in England, came to Australia when I was 6, moved to Frankston in my early teens. Frankston was a bit daggy, a bit working class. It's not bad, is it? Best one I've done for a while. I went to Frankston High School. I was reasonably good academically. I was a bit of a nerd. Hard to imagine now, I know.
He's always been interested in film. And going out to films is one of the things that we enjoy doing together.
It seems to be the art form that most engages me. I mean, there's everything. There is music, there is visual, there is story. There is creativity in my job. It's a fairly narrow band of creativity, but I like words and writings.
I think he is creative in ways that you don't usually think of as being creative. He's not artistic or doesn't do any craft work or anything like that, but he's a terrific photographer.
I am interested in some elements of cinematography in particular because of my interest in photography. And my interest is mostly in street photography and travel photography. But I haven't thought a lot about what goes on behind the scenes, other than a great mystery about some of the roles that come up in the credits. What the fuck does a gaffer do?
He was kind of tickled pink that he'd won the competition and that it was such an unusual thing to do.
Totally new, outside of my comfort zone, but I did think, go for it.
What's the film that you've chosen?
The film is The Audition. It starts out as a bit of almost a love story. The second act starts to be more horror, and then the final scene is sort of full-blown horror.
Describe the scene that you've chosen.
She is in a room. On the peripheral of the screen was a sack, and at some stage the bag moved.
For the first time it was really obvious that she wasn't what she seemed.
Although there were a few clues, this scene started to ramp that up a bit, and that really edged it into something really weird.
So you're actually going to be directing this?
Okay.
Is that something you'd be up for?
Well, I'm happy to try it.
Also, still with us.
I can't believe you want to be in the bag.
The thing I guess I've been focusing on, the most worrisome part of it, is the acting. I'm expecting a shirtload of takes because I have a feeling that I might not be the most natural of talents, but it'll give me a real insight into behind the camera. I mean, films are about stories and narrative, and I think it's important for people. We're story-making machines, humans. We're narrative. We make sense of the world out of our stories. Just tell them you've got the talent in the car. I think it's the office scene first, where Aoyama, the male character, is conflicted over making the phone call to Sami. A combination of excited and nervous and, right, we'll go with the flow. I like the lighting, it's clever. I like that as it is. I think that's good. Being able to see the blinds is nice, it adds to the officey feel, but also the light that comes through there is good.
Yeah, cool.
Like that. Action. I suppose I should say action and then clip. Action! I'm the calm at the centre of the storm, so there's nothing happening here, but there's a lot going on around me.
And action!
I'd like to see you again, if that's all right.
Cut.
This'll do me.
One out of the figure album.
So what we've got here is the lace.
I am conscious that I am now captured forever on video in all my lumpy glory.
That's right.
It looks how I remember it.
And action. Cut. So you guys had some rap on Keith.
Some American films that have been copies of European films, and they do them shot for shot, and I just can't see the point of doing that. As opposed to an interpretation, which is, yeah, you bring a lot of yourself to the same story.
Never forget that scene because I jumped out of my
That's
skin.
it, that's it. I absolutely loved it. Wait till you see me. I've been interested in film for a long time, since my late teens, which may not be apparent, but was a while ago. I grew up in Frankston in the 1970s, and go the Stoners. And I think some of my strongest memories have come from films. They've not only stayed with me, but they've really become a part of my internal narrative of the world and my place in it. So in the spirit of MIFF 2016, I hope this little film stays with you.
Hello? It's Ayoma.
Hello. I'd like to see you again, if that's okay.
So I will see, for the first time in many, many years, what the scene actually looked like. I'm better looking. It's a bit late in my career to do anything serious, but you never know. I might start with a short film. You never know.